we're going to cover some multipliers to your business. And number one, I want to ask you something. What's a night worth where you showed the plan? What was that night worth to me and Mary Ann when we showed the Yoakums, the Yoakum team the plan? What was that night worth when we showed the New Balls the plan? It was 2 different nights. It was worth a fortune. It's unmeasurable. It's unimaginable. It was huge. Whatever you can imagine. One night. Okay, we had a lot of nights we showed the plan to a zero. They fell asleep. They weren't interested. They had to make soup. But what's that one night worth where you show it to someone that says, this is it, we're going to do it? And you see, probably the shortest seminar in Amway that we could ever tell you is some will, some won't. So find the ones that will and let's get on with it. That's all you got to think about. Someone doesn't want it, you just that's it. You're back in the car. You forgot their name before you get to the car. Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? That's the answer. Now that's right. Yep, over here. Now your priorities are going to decide your future. Wouldn't everybody want to have their number one goal being financially independent, healthy and financially independent so money doesn't control your future? We're not bragging, but we haven't had a job for over 30 years. It was 1980. That's 32 years ago. And we didn't get out. We were in our 30s. We were in our 30-year-old bracket like you guys, and we walked away. We didn't retire. You don't retire when you're 30 years old. We walked away. We had this business. We just had qualified as diamonds back then, 19 whatever it was, and bingo. We didn't need the job, and we didn't want the job. Now, the real difference between the rich and the poor, most people don't know this, is way more than just money. It's far beyond money. First is how you think. And second is what you do with your spare time. How you think right now about things and what you're doing with your spare time, your idle time, that's the real difference, the fundamental difference in the rich and the poor. Now, to move forward, the mindset is you got to think that this is your career. You got to look at this business as your career. This is I, my, me, mine. This is let me hear you say my career. Let me hear you say it. And you got to be willing to work harder for yourself than you might for somebody else because it's my career. Let me hear it again, my career. Now, do you know why people join you? Do you know why people buy products from you? It's not always what you think. It's not just that they wanted more money. It's not just that they like the products. The thing is they have confidence and trust in you. To them, you represent the company. They don't know. They're brand new looking at the first time. But to them, you represent the company. So you count more. That's why it's key to have it in your spirit that this is my career. They can sniff it out from you when it's just a little thing on the side. But they know this person's going to do this with me or without me. I'm getting in with them. They're with you. They want to join someone going somewhere. Now, you want to get focused. That means doing first things first and doing what's most important first and doing the other ones some other time. Okay, life isn't fair. There's interruptions and distractions everywhere in this life we're in, right? But only you can decide with all those things we go through in life if you're going to make it or not. You're the only one that can make that ultimate decision. I'm going to go 1 more mile. I'm going to go 1 more mile. I'm going to go 1 more mile. Anyway, now don't let things upset you before a meeting. Don't get into that arena. Follow me? Because you see, the meeting that night is your bread and butter time. You got to realize when you're showing the plan, that's bread and butter time. Ain't nobody going to bother me before so I can do a good meeting there. That bread and butter time is key. Amen? Now, a winner's heartbeat and a winner's mindset is all about a why. It's all about a reason, a goal, a motivation, a purpose, a passion. It's all about a focus, a determination, and a will to win, a dream to work toward. So the key is, what's your why? What is your why? Now look, your dream gives you your why. No dream, know why. Your dream is so key. So your road to success really begins when you decide what your why is. Before you leave this weekend, you got to really say, this is my why. It's this reason, that reason. Each person is different. May not be the same as me and Marianne. We didn't want to work on that job for the rest of our lives. We looked at the rest of them people. They were nice people. But hey, you know what? I wanted to be free. Otherwise, all you do is vibrate. If you don't figure out your why, you're going to end up, you just mentally vibrate. You don't go anywhere. You just make a lot of noise, and that's it. Now, the war beat, it's all about 953 BIB and building up your numbers. That's the war beat, 953 BIB and building up your numbers. That's the key. Now, to do that, you want to plug in tight with your upline mentor. Not just any old body, but your upline mentor. That's the person that can make it all come together just for you. They know you better than anybody else besides you. They know what your business looks like. They know what your strengths are, your weaknesses are, and they can make it come together for you, and that's the person you're looking for. They have the answers you're looking for. You always want to get your facts and figures like that from someone who's fought the fight. Someone that sounds good, that's not good enough. I want someone that's fought the fight, been out there in the trenches. They know the answer to this question. They understand that. Now, most people outside don't have someone to go to like that, but you and I do. Now, you want to stay in the huddle. You want to stay in the huddle with your coach, and you want to stay in the habit of contacting people. Otherwise, your list of names dries up. No matter what level you're at, your list of names can dry up if you don't keep working on it. I love Charlie Durso's and Wayne and Denny's CDs on contacting. I would strongly suggest that everybody, who's heard their CD on contacting people? Who heard the one about that expensive briefcase that Charlie met someone on the train, the briefcase? I call it the briefcase contact. You want to listen to that CD over and over and over and all the other CDs those guys put out, man, because that puts you on the cutting edge, so you're number one also. There's one more thing. When it comes to contacting, when it comes to showing a plan, there's one more thing. I call it rule number one. Do you know what rule number one is? Some will, some won't, so what? In other words, your business, your future does not depend on that one person that doesn't get in. Your future doesn't depend on that one person, he's not even alive. Your attitude, you're going to make it with him or you're going to make it without him. That's what it's all about. And whatever comes up, you'll handle it. Amen. Whatever comes up, you'll handle it. Now, you want to learn how to make time count. Never let one person who isn't serious keep you from working 10 that want this business. Don't get tied up like in a squirrel cage, spinning around, whatever it may be, hamster cage, around, with someone that don't really want it. Go find the 10 that want it so you can multiply your business. Now, getting in depth is the fastest way to get exposure to the most people in the least amount of time, period. Getting in depth is the fastest way to get that exposure to the most people in the least amount of time. That's what you're looking for, a shortcut, something that's effective. I would seriously study the teaching on structure and study the teaching on depth. It's vital. Now, next is make friendships in depth. Don't just bring people in. Make friendships down line in depth. And I'll just tell you this bluntly, your ability to make friendships in depth will determine your ability to make a fortune one day. Hello. Now, you want to build a magnetic personality as you're working with people. You're not just there. You want to build a magnetic, and that's controlled by controlling the words that you say, your speech pattern. For example, it takes measuring what you say and what you don't say. Like, for example, when you're around your downline, don't talk about a marriage problem. Don't talk about a money problem. Well, I hope I can make it because I need to pay on a bill. That would destroy your leadership. It's okay to have a bill. You follow me? That's not a problem, but you don't start saying, I need to pay off a bill. I need to make some money. That just sounds like you're not going anywhere. It takes away your leadership, and you're the one that says it. Now, what you say either attracts people or repels people. That's the way it's always been. It either attracts people or repels people, so you got to watch out. Because it's just like the game of chess. When you make a move, that makes somebody else make a move. Everything you say makes someone else say something. That's how it is with words. So everything you say, really what we're saying is it puts something in motion. When you speak even something simple, it puts something in motion in the business there. Now, people want to follow someone going somewhere. They don't want to follow someone that talks like they're not going anywhere. You want to speak hope and you want to speak direction. If you start speaking that way, it's like a magnet. People want to follow you. So ask yourself, what are you putting in motion when you speak? Have you ever listened to Bill Britt speak? Obviously. When he speaks, the masses get excited because of the way he speaks. He's a multiplier. His speech pattern is very magnetic. You want to listen to it carefully. It's a huge multiplier. Anyway, if you ever want to be on something big, this is it. Now, let me just send you home with this. You know, everybody listens and everybody studies. Each of you have what it takes to build this business. Each of you have what it takes. But it's going to take you to release that decision. Now, it's all dream-driven. Everything about this is dream-driven. You got to have a dream. When all is said and done, it's all about what you do when you go home. Some people go home, that's it, and some go diamond. We love you. I hope this helped you.